She said, "If you don't trust me hanging out with my ex every weekend, maybe we shouldn't be together." I replied, "You're absolutely right." Then I accepted the job transfer to London I'd been declining for her. I'm 31, been with Jade for 3 years. Everything was perfect until her ex Dylan moved back to town 6 months ago. Suddenly, she had book club every Saturday. Just her and Dylan at his apartment, catching up and maintaining their friendship. When I expressed discomfort, she hit me with the classic, "He's just a friend now. We dated for like 2 months 5 years ago." "You're being insecure." Fine, whatever. I tried being the cool boyfriend. Then book club became Saturday and Sunday brunch. Then Friday movie nights got added because Dylan's going through a tough time with his dad's health. 3 days a week with her ex, but I'm the insecure one. The breaking point came 3 weeks ago. I'd been offered a massive promotion, heading up our London office, $130,000, salary, full relocation package, 3-bedroom flat covered for a year, dream job, but I'd turned it down twice because Jade couldn't imagine leaving her family. That Saturday, she was getting ready for book club again. Hair done, new dress, that expensive perfume she never wore for our actual date nights. "You sure you don't want to skip today?" I asked. "We could check out that new Korean place?" She rolled her eyes while applying lipstick. "God, Ryan, we've been over this 1,000 times. Dylan and I are friends. If you don't trust me hanging out with my ex every weekend, maybe we shouldn't be together." I looked at her for a long moment. She was dressed better for Dylan than she'd dressed for me in months. "You're absolutely right," I said finally. Her face lit up. "Finally. See, I knew you'd—" "Wait, what?" "You're right. We shouldn't be together." Her expression went through about 12 different emotions. "Ryan, I didn't mean—" "No, you're twisting my words. You made a good point. This isn't working." I walked to our bedroom and pulled out my laptop. Sent an email to my boss. "I'll take the London position. Can start in 2 weeks." Jade followed me, panic creeping into her voice. "What are you doing?" I was just frustrated. "You can't just—" "I'm accepting a job offer. You should probably stay at your parents' tonight or Dylan's. Your choice." "Are you seriously breaking up with me over this? You literally just said we shouldn't be together." "I'm agreeing with you." She started crying. Not sad tears, angry ones. "You're being ridiculous. It's just friendship. Cool, be friends. I'll be in London." She grabbed her purse and stormed out. "You'll regret this, Ryan." 20 minutes later, my phone started exploding. Text after text. "Baby, let's talk about this. You can't just end 3 years like this. I'll stop seeing Dylan if it bothers you that much. Ryan, please. This is so immature." I didn't respond. Instead, I started packing. The next week was illuminating. After our breakup, Jade went straight to Dylan's. I know because she posted an Instagram story from his couch at 2 a.m. with a wine glass captioned, "When life gives you lemons." Meanwhile, I was busy. Submitted my 2 weeks' notice, started shipping stuff to London, found someone to take over my lease. The company was covering everything. Movers, flights, temporary housing. Jade tried coming by the apartment while I was packing. I'd already changed the lock since she wasn't on the lease. "Ryan, I know you're in there. We need to talk," I texted her. "Your stuff is in boxes by the door. Please take them." "I'm not taking my stuff because I'm not leaving. This is insane. The lease is under my name. You never officially moved in, remember?" She left, but not before telling our entire friend group I was having a mental breakdown. Then the truth came out. My buddy Ethan works at Dylan's gym and overheard him on the phone. "Yeah, she's basically single now. Her boyfriend's having some crisis. Turns out Dylan has a girlfriend who visits every other weekend. The same weekends Jade had family obligations. Saturday morning, Dylan showed up at my apartment at 6 a.m., looking like he hadn't slept. "We need to talk man to man," he said. I almost slammed the door, but something in his face stopped me. He told me everything. Jade had reached out to him first, 6 months ago, planned the whole thing. She wanted me jealous enough to propose, desperate enough to prove I loved her by giving up London. "But then you actually left," he said, laughing bitterly. "She lost it. She's been sleeping in her car outside my place for 3 days. Last night she said, 'If I don't help her stop you from leaving, she'll tell everyone I forced myself on her.'" His hands were shaking. "This morning she showed me the police report she already filed." I stood there in my doorway, actually like frozen for a second. Dylan's hands were legitimately trembling as he held out his phone, showing me texts from Jade, screenshots of her threatening him, saying she'd ruin his life if he didn't help her get me back. "Look, man," he said, running his hand through his hair. "I know you probably think I'm full of it, but I swear to God, I didn't know what she was doing. She told me you guys were basically done anyway, that she just needed closure or something." I let him in. We sat at my kitchen table, and honestly, the guy looked terrified. "So let me get this straight," I said, keeping my voice calm even though I wanted to lose it. "You've had a girlfriend this whole time?" Dylan nodded. "Yeah, Brianna. We've been together for 2 years. She lives in Boston, comes down every other weekend. That's why Jade could only do the whole book club thing on specific days, you know? And Jade knew about Brianna. Of course she knew. She asked me specifically to help make you jealous. Said it was some psychological thing that if you felt like you were losing her, you'd finally propose. He laughed, but it was bitter. I thought it was stupid, but she offered to pay me. I'm in debt from my dad's medical bills, man. I needed the money. I should have been angrier at Dylan, but honestly, I just felt this weird sense of clarity. Like everything finally made sense. How much was she paying you? $500 a week, just to hang out, have her over, post some ambiguous stuff on social media. That's it. I swear nothing happened between us. So what changed? Why come to me now? Dylan's face went pale. Because last night, Brianna came down early to surprise me, right? And Jade was literally camped outside my apartment building in her car. Brianna saw her, asked who she was, and Jade completely lost it. Started screaming that I was cheating on her, that we'd been together for months. Brianna freaked out, obviously. I had to show her all our text messages, explain the whole thing. He paused. Then Jade followed us to dinner, just sat at the bar, staring at us the entire time. When we left, she cornered us in the parking lot. That's when she told me if I didn't help her stop you from leaving, she'd file a police report saying I forced myself on her. Said she already had it drafted, had already documented evidence of us being alone together. His voice cracked. Ryan, I can't have that on my record. My dad's dying. I'm trying to get promoted at work. I can't afford a legal battle even if I'm innocent. I grabbed my phone without saying anything. Opened the voice memo app. Tell me everything again, from the beginning, and don't leave anything out. Dylan looked at the phone, then at me. You're recording this? Damn right I am. Start talking. For the next hour, Dylan laid it all out. How Jade first messaged him 6 months ago out of nowhere. How she'd researched his financial situation, knew about his dad's cancer treatments. How she'd specifically chosen him because they had that short dating history that made it believable. He showed me Venmo payments, text messages, everything. The entire manipulation scheme was right there in his phone. She told me you were emotionally distant, Dylan said, that you never wanted to get married, that she was worried she was wasting her time. Made it sound like she was the victim, you know? I didn't realize she was literally trying to trap you into proposing. I just shook my head. Dylan, I'm gonna ask you something, and I need you to be straight with me. Did Jade ever mention the London job before 6 months ago? His face changed, like he just realized something. Yeah, actually. The first time she reached out, she specifically asked if I'd heard you got offered some huge promotion, said she was scared you'd take it and leave her behind. My stomach dropped. This wasn't spontaneous. She'd planned this the moment she found out about London. The jealousy scheme, the ex-boyfriend angle, all of it. She'd weaponized my trust against me. All right, listen, I said, closing my recording app. Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go home, and you're gonna document everything. Every text message, every Venmo payment, every interaction you've had with Jade. Get timestamps, get screenshots. If Brianna was there last night, get her to write down exactly what happened. What Jade said, how she acted, all of it. Dylan nodded frantically. Okay. What are you gonna do? I need to talk to Ethan first. Get some more context. I pulled out my phone and texted Ethan to call me as soon as possible. And Dylan, don't talk to Jade. Don't respond to her texts. Don't acknowledge her existence. If she shows up at your place, call the cops. Got it? Got it. And Ryan, I'm sorry, man. I know that doesn't mean much now, but I am. After Dylan left, I sat there for probably 20 minutes just processing everything. My phone buzzed. Ethan calling back. Yo, what's up? Everything good? Ethan, I need a favor. Can you check the security cameras at the gym? See if there's any footage of Dylan with his girlfriend over the past few months? Yeah, I can probably pull something. Why? What's going on? I filled him in on everything. The fake book clubs, the manipulation scheme, Jade's threats against Dylan. Ethan was quiet for a minute. Holy shit, dude. That's insane. Yeah, I'll check the footage tonight after my shift. Dylan's girlfriend has a membership too, actually. I've seen them working out together a bunch of times. Perfect. Can you get witness statements too? Anyone who's seen them together? Staff members? Other regulars? Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming this is for something serious? She filed a false police report against him, or threatened to. Either way, I want to make sure Dylan's covered. Literally 3 hours later, my apartment buzzer went off. I checked the camera. A woman I'd never seen before, mid-20s, looked upset but determined. Can I help you? Are you Ryan? I'm Brianna, Dylan's girlfriend. He said you could help. I buzzed her up. When she walked in, she was carrying a folder, her laptop bag, and looked like she'd been crying recently. I don't know if Dylan told you, but that psycho girlfriend of yours has been stalking us for days. Ex-girlfriend, I corrected. Very ex. She dropped the folder on my table. Good, because I brought everything. Photos of me and Dylan from the past 2 years. Receipts from our trips together. Text messages. I even have our couple's therapy intake forms from last month. I opened the folder. Inside were printed photos of Dylan and Brianna at the beach, at restaurants, at what looked like family gatherings. Each one was dated. Dylan told me what she was trying to do to you, Brianna said, sitting down. Making you jealous? Trying to force you to propose. It's sick. But what she's doing to Dylan, that crosses every line. She pulled out her laptop and opened a document. Last night when she cornered us, I recorded the whole thing. She said, and I quote, "If you don't help me get Ryan back, I'll destroy you. I'll tell everyone you forced yourself on me, that you've been grooming me for months. No one will believe a word you say." She turned the laptop toward me. Sure enough, there was Jade's voice, crystal clear, making explicit threats. "I'm a paralegal," Brianna said. "I work in criminal defense. When someone threatens to file a false report, that's a crime in itself. What she's doing could get her arrested for attempted extortion at minimum." I sat back. "Brianna, would you be willing to provide all of this as evidence? If it comes down to it, absolutely. This woman tried to destroy my relationship and is trying to destroy my boyfriend's life. I want her held accountable." She reached into her bag and pulled out a USB drive. "I made copies of everything. Photos, texts, recordings, receipts. It's all here, organized by date." For the next hour, Brianna and I went through everything. She showed me posts from her and Dylan's social media from 2 years ago, proving their relationship predated Jade's scheme. She had plane tickets from her visits, hotel bookings, restaurant receipts. Everything was documented with dates and times. "We were planning to get engaged this Christmas," Brianna said quietly. "Dylan was saving up for a ring. Now this crazy woman has him terrified he's going to jail." "He's not going to jail," I said. "We've got too much evidence. But I need to ask, did either of you notice Jade following you before last night?" "Oh yeah," Brianna said. "For the past month at least. Sometimes she'd be in her car outside Dylan's building when I arrived. Sometimes she'd show up at the same restaurant as us. Dylan kept telling me it was just coincidence, but I knew better. I'm the one who pushed him to come talk to you." My phone buzzed. "Ethan, got the gym footage. Dylan and his girl have been coming in together every Saturday morning for months. I've got clips going back to February. Also talked to 3 staff members who all confirmed they knew Dylan had a girlfriend. Want me to send this over?" "Yeah, send everything. And Ethan, thank you, man." I turned to Brianna. "Listen, I'm going to compile all of this evidence into one place. Photos, texts, recordings, witness statements, gym footage, everything. I'm leaving for London in less than 2 weeks. But before I go, I want to make sure Dylan's protected." "What are you going to do with it?" she asked. "Honestly, I'm not sure yet. But if Jade actually files that police report, or if she tries to come after me, or if she tries to ruin Dylan's life, I want everything ready." Brianna nodded. "Can you send me a copy too? Just in case?" "Already planned on it." After Brianna left, I spent the rest of the night organizing everything, created a private cloud folder, started uploading Dylan's recording, Brianna's evidence, the gym footage Ethan sent. I made sure everything was time-stamped, labeled, organized chronologically. Every piece of evidence that showed Jade's manipulation, her lies, her threats. It was past midnight when I finally finished. I sat there, looking at the folder on my screen. Months of gaslighting, manipulation, lying, all documented in one place. Part of me felt vindicated. Part of me just felt sad that it had come to this. I was supposed to be packing for London, excited about my new life. Instead, I was building a defense case against the woman I'd planned to spend my life with. My phone buzzed again, a number I didn't recognize. I almost didn't answer. "Hello?" Heavy breathing, then Jade's voice, shaky and desperate. "Ryan, I know Dylan told you. I know he went to see you, but you don't understand. You don't know the full story. Don't call me again, Jade. No, wait, please, just listen. I was scared, okay? I was scared you were going to leave me, and I didn't know what to do. I wasn't thinking straight. You planned this 6 months ago, the moment you found out about London. You hired Dylan to make me jealous. That's not scared, Jade. That's calculated." Silence. "Then, how did you—" "It doesn't matter. What matters is you need to leave me alone. Leave Dylan alone. Whatever plan you had, it's over. Ryan, baby, please, we can fix this. I'll tell the police I was lying. I'll admit everything. Just don't leave. Don't go to London. We can start over." The desperation in her voice was actually kind of unsettling. "There's no we anymore. There hasn't been for a while now, has there?" She started crying, loud, heaving sobs. "You're making a huge mistake. London? For what, some job? We're supposed to get married, have kids, build a life together. You wanted a marriage built on lies and manipulation? I wanted you to fight for me, to show me I mattered more than some stupid job. But you didn't. You just gave up." "I gave up?" I had to laugh. "Jade, you literally spent 6 months pretending to hang out with your ex to make me jealous. You paid him to help you manipulate me. That's not love. That's control. You're being so dramatic. It was just a plan to speed things up. Other couples do worse things. Other couples don't file false police reports." I could hear her sharp intake of breath. "I wouldn't have actually done it. I was just trying to scare Dylan into helping me. That's still a crime, Jade. Threatening someone with a false accusation? That's extortion. Oh my God, you're acting like I'm some criminal. I'm the woman you loved, the woman you were supposed to marry, and you're treating me like garbage over one mistake." "One mistake?" "Jade, this was 6 months of lies. 6 months of you knowing exactly what you were doing." She went quiet again. Then her voice changed, became harder. You know what? Fine. Go to London. Run away like you always do. But don't think this is over. You humiliated me in front of everyone. Made me look crazy. Someone's gonna pay for that. Is that a threat? It's a promise. You think you can just walk away from 3 years like it meant nothing? You're gonna regret this, Ryan. I'll make sure of it. And she hung up. I stood there, phone still in my hand, actually shocked. That wasn't the Jade I knew, or maybe it was, and I'd just never seen this side of her before. I immediately saved the number, labeled it "Do Not Answer, Jade," and then opened my recording app. Realized I'd started recording the moment she called. The whole conversation was saved. I added it to the evidence folder. The next morning, I woke up to my building's doorbell ringing. 8 a.m. on a Sunday. I checked the camera. Jade. She looked rough, like she hadn't slept. Hair messy, yesterday's makeup, wearing sweatpants and a hoodie. She started pressing the buzzer repeatedly. The building manager's voice came through the intercom. "Ma'am, you need to stop or I'm calling the police. I just need to talk to Ryan, please. It'll just take 2 minutes. Ma'am, he's not answering, which means he doesn't want to talk to you. You need to leave the property." Jade started yelling. "Ryan, I know you're up there. We need to talk. You can't just ignore me." The buzzer kept going off. I texted the building manager. "I don't know this person. Please have her removed from the property." 2 minutes later, building security showed up. I watched on the camera as they escorted Jade away from the building. She was screaming the whole time. "He's my boyfriend. We've been together for 3 years. You can't do this. Ma'am, if you don't leave voluntarily, we will call the police." She finally left, but not before turning to the camera and screaming, "This isn't over, Ryan. You hear me? This isn't over." The building manager sent me the security footage. "Mr. Hayes, I'm documenting this incident. If she comes back, we'll be filing a trespassing report." I thanked him and added the footage to my evidence folder. Monday morning, I was at work, trying to focus on training my replacement, when HR called. "Ryan, can you come to my office when you get a chance? It's kind of urgent." My stomach dropped. I walked down to HR, and Diane, the head of our department, looked concerned. "Ryan, we received an email this morning. Anonymous. It's pretty serious accusations about you." She turned her computer screen toward me. The email was long, detailed, claiming I was abusive, controlling, that I was fleeing to London to escape domestic violence charges. It even had fake screenshots of texts I'd never sent. "I know this is probably difficult to look at," Diane said, "but we have to investigate any accusations like this. Can you tell me what's going on?" I pulled out my phone. "Diane, I'm going to send you a link to a folder. Inside, you're going to find evidence of a 6-month manipulation campaign by my ex-girlfriend, including recordings of her threatening to file false police reports and extorting someone else." Diane's eyes widened as I sent her the link. "Your ex-girlfriend sent this? I'd bet money on it. The timing is too convenient." She opened the folder on her computer and started going through it. I watched her expression change as she listened to the recordings, read the texts, saw the evidence. "Ryan, this is serious. I know, and I'm sorry it's affecting the company, but I promise you, none of these accusations are true. I've never been violent, never been controlling. She's trying to sabotage my transfer because I ended the relationship." Diane nodded slowly. "I believe you, but I need to send this up to legal. They'll want to review everything. Of course, whatever you need. In the meantime, your transfer is still on track. Based on what I'm seeing here, this email is clearly harassment. We'll be blocking the sender and may pursue legal action against her ourselves." As I left HR, my phone rang. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. 2 minutes later, another call. Same thing. Then my phone started blowing up with texts from numbers I didn't recognize. All variations of the same message. "You're a monster. How could you do that to her? She loved you and you threw her away. Hope you rot in London." I called my carrier and had my number changed within the hour. Only gave the new number to family, Ethan, Dylan, and a few close friends. Then I went to my boss's office. "I need to take a personal day tomorrow. Some stuff is happening with my ex, and I need to handle it. Is everything okay?" HR mentioned there was an incident. "It's under control, but I want to make sure all my bases are covered before I leave." He nodded. "Take the time you need. We've got you covered here." That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about Jade's threats, wondering what she'd do next. Around 2 a.m., my doorbell rang. I checked the camera. Jade again, but this time she had 2 other people with her, her parents. Her mom was crying. Her dad looked angry. Jade was pointing up at my window, clearly telling them some version of her story. I didn't answer, just watched as they stood there for 15 minutes before leaving. The next morning, my new phone rang. My mom. "Ryan, what is going on?" Jade's mother just called me in tears, saying you abandoned Jade without warning and you're refusing to talk to her about getting closure. I took a deep breath. "Mom, I'm going to send you a link. I need you to look at it before we talk, okay? Honey, what's happening? Just look at the link first, please." I sent her the evidence folder and waited. 20 minutes later, my phone rang again. "Ryan Hayes, I am so sorry. I had no idea she was doing any of this. Her mother made it sound like you just snapped one day and left." She's been telling everyone I had a mental breakdown, that I'm abandoning her for no reason. My mom's voice turned sharp. Well, she can tell whatever stories she wants, but I've seen the evidence. That girl is manipulative and dangerous. Do you need me to fly down there? No, Mom. I'm okay. I'm leaving for London in a week and a half anyway. You're damn right you are. And good riddance to that situation. Do you want me to call her mother back and set her straight? Actually, yeah, that would be great. Consider it done. I'll also be calling your father and your brothers. We all need to be on the same page about this. Thanks, Mom. After I hung up, I felt this weird sense of relief. My family knew the truth now. They had my back. But I also knew Jade wasn't done. Not by a long shot. That afternoon, my phone buzzed. Ethan. Dude, Jade just showed up at the gym looking for Dylan. Security had to escort her out. She was screaming that Dylan ruined her life and she was going to make him pay. Did they file a report? Yeah, Dylan's manager called the cops. They took statements from everyone. Apparently, she tried to force her way into the men's locker room looking for him. Is Dylan okay? Shaken up, but yeah. His manager told him to take the rest of the day off. Brianna's with him now. I immediately called Dylan. He answered on the first ring. Ryan, man, she's losing it. I heard. Are you safe? Yeah, we're at Brianna's place. But dude, she found out where I work. How did she find out where I work? She's been stalking you for a month. She probably followed you. Dylan was quiet. I can't live like this. Constantly looking over my shoulder, wondering if she's going to show up. Dylan, you need to file for a restraining order. Today, Brianna said the same thing. I'm gonna call a lawyer. Use the evidence folder. Everything's documented. Timeline, threats, harassment, all of it. Already sent it to the lawyer, Brianna recommended. Thanks, man. I know this is partially my fault for agreeing to help her in the first place. You were in a bad spot trying to help your dad. She took advantage of that. Don't beat yourself up. Still, I should have known better. Water under the bridge. Just focus on protecting yourself now. The next day, Dylan texted me. Restraining order filed. Hearing is scheduled for next week. Good. At least he'd have some legal protection. Meanwhile, I was busy packing up my entire life. Goodwill runs every other day, selling furniture on Facebook Marketplace, boxing up everything I wanted to keep. My buddy James came over to help me pack. Dude, this is insane. You really just decided to move to London overnight? Not overnight. I'd been offered the job twice before, just finally accepted it. Because of Jade? Because of a lot of things. Jade was just the final push. We loaded boxes into the moving company's truck. Most of my stuff was going into storage, just in case London didn't work out, but I was shipping my essentials overseas. You gonna miss it here? James asked. Honestly, not really. I need a fresh start. That weekend, I went out with Ethan and a few other friends. One last night out before everything changed. We hit up our usual bar, got some wings, played pool. Normal stuff. Except halfway through the night, Jade walked in. She was with her friends, and I could tell she'd been drinking. The moment she saw me, her face changed. She walked straight over to our table. Ryan, we need to talk. No, we don't. Please leave me alone. You can't just ignore me forever. We have things to discuss. There's nothing to discuss. We're done. Her friend tried to pull her away. Jade, come on, let's just go. But Jade yanked her arm free. No, he doesn't get to just walk away. Not after everything. Ethan stood up. Look, Jade, you need to leave. He doesn't want to talk to you. Oh, so now his friends are speaking for him? What, Ryan, you too much of a coward to talk for yourself? I stayed calm. I've said everything I need to say. We're done. Move on. Move on? You're moving to another country to get away from me. That's not moving on, that's running away. Call it whatever you want. My decision's made. She leaned in close, her voice dropping. You're going to regret this. I promise you. The bartender came over. Ma'am, you need to leave or I'm calling the cops. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to talk to my boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend, I corrected. And I'm asking you to leave me alone. Fine, she screamed. Go to London, see if I care. But don't come crying to me when it doesn't work out and you realize what you gave up. She stormed out, her friends trailing behind her. The entire bar was staring. Ethan shook his head. Man, I'm sorry. I had no idea she'd show up here. It's fine. She's probably been following me. You think she knows about London? She knows everything. She's been stalking my social media, probably tracking my location somehow. I should have realized sooner. After that night, I deleted all my social media except LinkedIn, blocked everyone I didn't absolutely trust, changed all my passwords, turned off location services on everything. The days counted down. 1 week until London. 5 days. 3 days. Every day, I half expected Jade to show up again, but she didn't. It was almost eerie, the sudden silence. Then, the night before my flight, my doorbell rang at 11 p.m. I checked the camera, expecting Jade. Instead, it was the police. I opened the door. Ryan Hayes? Yes, that's me. We need to ask you some questions about Jade Morrison. She's filed a report claiming you've been harassing her. My stomach dropped, but I stayed calm. Officers, can you give me 1 moment? I grabbed my phone and pulled up the evidence folder. Before we talk, I need to show you something. I spent the next hour going through everything with the two officers. Dylan's recording, Jade's threats, the false police report scheme, her showing up at my building, the emails to my work, her confrontation at the bar. They looked at each other. The older officer spoke first. Mr. Hayes, we're going to be honest with you. This report from Miss Morrison, it doesn't add up. She claimed you've been calling her non-stop, showing up at her house, threatening her. But we can see from the evidence you've provided that she's the one doing all of that. So what happens now? We're going to go back and talk to her. With what you've shown us, she could be looking at charges for filing a false report, harassment, extortion. Do you want to press charges? I thought about it. Part of me wanted her to face consequences for everything she'd done, but another part of me just wanted it to be over. Can I think about it? I'm leaving for London tomorrow. You have up to a year to press charges if you change your mind. But Mr. Hayes, document everything. Keep recording, keep screenshots. If she contacts you again, file a report immediately. I will. Thank you, officers. After they left, I sat on my couch in my empty apartment, surrounded by suitcases, and just felt exhausted, emotionally drained. The woman I'd loved, the woman I'd planned a future with, had tried to destroy me rather than let me go. My flight was at 1:1 a.m. I barely slept, kept waiting for something else to happen, for Jade to show up one last time, but she didn't. Ethan drove me to the airport. You good, man? Yeah, I think so. London's gonna be great. Fresh start. New job, new everything. That's the plan. We said our goodbyes at the curb. As I walked into the terminal, pulling my carry-on behind me, I felt this weird mix of emotions. Excitement, anxiety, relief, sadness. 3 years of my life were over. A relationship I'd thought was solid had turned out to be built on lies and manipulation. But I was also starting something new. A job I'd turned down twice, in a city I'd always wanted to explore. A chance to rebuild without Jade's shadow over everything. I boarded the plane, found my seat, and looked out the window. Watched the ground crew loading luggage, people saying goodbye, planes taking off. In a few hours, I'd be gone, halfway across the world. The plane took off, and I watched my city disappear below me. Everything I'd known, everyone I'd been close to, getting smaller and smaller until it was just clouds. I pulled out my headphones, turned on some music, and closed my eyes. Fresh start, that's all I wanted. A chance to be away from the drama, the manipulation, the constant looking over my shoulder. Landing in London was surreal. Different accents, different currency, different everything. The company had arranged for a car to pick me up and take me to temporary housing. A small furnished studio in Camden while I waited for my permanent flat to be ready. The first week was a blur. Jet lag, new office, meeting my team, learning systems, trying to figure out the tube. I worked late every night, partially because of the workload, but mostly because I didn't want to be alone with my thoughts. My new boss, Andrew, was intense but fair. Right, Ryan, you've got big shoes to fill. Our last director left us in a bit of a mess with the client acquisition strategy. Your job is to turn that ship around. I'm on it. Good man. Let's grab lunch tomorrow. I'll introduce you to the key players. The team was smaller than I expected. 8 people, all looking at me like I had to prove myself. Which, fair enough. I was the American coming in to fix their problems. I spent the first week just listening, sitting in on client calls, reviewing reports, asking questions. By Friday, I had a plan. Completely overhaul how we were approaching European clients. Stop treating them like American clients with accents. Actually understand their markets, their regulations, their business culture. I presented it to Andrew the following Monday. He stared at the presentation for a solid minute. This is good, really good. How quickly can you implement this? Give me 6 weeks. You've got 4. I threw myself into work. 12-hour days, weekends in the office, building new client profiles, retraining the team, developing new pitches. It was exhausting, but I preferred it to thinking about everything I'd left behind. My phone was basically silent. I'd changed my number, deleted my social media. The only people who could reach me were my family and a few close friends. Ethan texted every few days with updates. Dylan got his restraining order approved. Jade has to stay 500 feet away from him and Brianna. That's good. How's he holding up? Better. His dad's responding well to treatment too. Might actually pull through. Jade got fired from her job. Apparently she was showing up late, missing deadlines, having breakdowns at work. I didn't respond to that one. Felt weird to feel satisfaction about it, but also didn't feel bad. 2 weeks in London, my permanent flat was ready. 3 bedrooms in Shoreditch, fully furnished, company provided. Way too big for one person, but the company insisted. Executive perk, the HR rep said. I moved in with 2 suitcases and a laptop bag. The place felt empty. I ordered some basics online, but didn't really bother decorating. What was the point? I was always at work anyway. 3 weeks in, Ethan called. Dude, you're not gonna believe this. What? Jade's been trying to find your address in London. She's been messaging people, asking if anyone knows where you live. My blood ran cold. How do you know? She messaged Brianna. Pretended to be apologetic, said she just wanted to send you your stuff that you left behind. but Brianna saw through it. Please tell me she didn't give Jade anything. Of course not. But Ryan, she's not letting this go. What can she even do? I'm in a different country. Crazy people find a way. I doubled down on security, changed my LinkedIn settings so location wasn't visible, made sure the company directory didn't list me, told building security at my flat that if anyone showed up looking for me, to not confirm or deny I lived there. Month 2 in London, the project I'd been working on launched. The new client acquisition strategy. We presented it to 5 major European companies. 4 of them signed on within a week. The 5th was considering it. Andrew pulled me into his office. Ryan, I don't know what magic you worked, but this is the best quarter we've had in 3 years. Just did the job. Humble too. I like it. We're fast-tracking your integration. You'll be joining exec meetings starting next week. The job was validating, proof that leaving had been the right call. But personally, I was lonely as hell. Didn't know anyone in London except my coworkers. Went home to an empty flat every night. Ordered takeout. Watched Netflix. Went to bed. Ethan noticed. Man, you sound miserable. When's the last time you did something fun? I went to a pub last week. Alone? Yeah, dude, you need to get out there. Meet people. You can't just work and sleep. He was right, but I didn't have the energy. Between work and constantly looking over my shoulder for Jade, I was tapped out. Month 3, things took a turn. I showed up to work one Monday and found my entire team gathered around someone's computer. They all looked shocked. Ryan, mate, you need to see this. I walked over. Someone had created a fake LinkedIn profile of me, claiming I'd been fired from my last company for embezzlement. The post was detailed, professional looking, had fake news articles linked. It was convincing. That's not me. Someone's impersonating me. My colleague looked relieved. Thank God. We knew it seemed off, but it's so detailed. I immediately reported it to LinkedIn and IT. Within hours, the fake profile was down, but the damage was done. I spent the rest of the week fielding questions from clients who'd seen it before it was removed. Jade. It had to be Jade. I contacted the police back home, provided them with evidence, asked them to investigate. Mr. Hayes, we can look into it, but creating a fake social media profile isn't necessarily a crime unless it causes financial harm or harassment rises to a certain level. She's stalking me from across the ocean. We'll add it to the file. If she escalates, let us know immediately. Escalates. Great. I hired a lawyer, explained everything, showed them the evidence folder I'd been maintaining. Mr. Hayes, you have a strong case for a restraining order, possibly criminal charges. The question is, do you want to pursue this? I'm in London. She's in the States. What's the point? The point is to protect yourself legally. If she continues, you need documentation. If she somehow manages to come here, you need legal grounds to have her removed. Fine. Draft whatever needs to be drafted. I'll need a few weeks. This is international, so it's complicated. Meanwhile, work kept me busy. The 5th company signed on. Our European client base doubled. Andrew was talking about promoting me within 6 months. Keep this up, Ryan, and you'll be VP by next year. One Saturday, I forced myself to leave the flat and explore the city. Walked through Camden Market, ate street food, watched street performers. It was the first time in months I felt almost normal. I ended up at a bookstore, one of those old ones with creaky floors and books stacked to the ceiling. As I was browsing, someone bumped into me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. A woman, mid-20s, holding about 6 books that were now scattered on the floor. I helped her pick them up. No worries. Happens. She laughed. I swear I'm not usually this clumsy. Just got excited about the sales section. Canadian accent. You're not from here either, I said. Toronto originally. Moved here 3 months ago for work. You? Similar story. From the States. Been here about 3 months. Oh, cool. What do you do? Corporate strategy. You? Software development. Just joined a startup in Shoreditch. We ended up grabbing coffee across the street. Her name was Lauren. Funny, easy to talk to, refreshingly normal after months of chaos. We talked about adjusting to London, missing home, figuring out public transport. So, you seeing anyone? She asked. Direct. I appreciated that. No, recently got out of a complicated situation. Ah, the kind of complicated that makes you move across an ocean? Something like that. She laughed. Well, if you ever want to grab coffee again, or just need someone to complain about London with, here's my number. I took it. Didn't know if I'd actually use it, but it felt good to have a normal human interaction that didn't involve work or Jade drama. A few days later, I texted her, "Hey, it's Ryan from the bookstore. Want to grab lunch sometime?" She responded immediately. Absolutely. Thursday work? Thursday, we met at a cafe near both our offices. Talked about our jobs, our adjustments to London, our lives back home. I kept it vague about why I'd left so suddenly, and she didn't push. We made plans to meet again the following week. It wasn't romantic, not really. Just 2 people in a new city, both feeling a bit lost, connecting over shared experiences, but it felt good. normal. Like maybe I could build a life here that wasn't defined by what Jade had done. Then, 3.5 months in London, my phone rang. The lawyer, Mr. Hayes, we've filed for a restraining order on your behalf. The hearing is scheduled for next month. You'll need to appear via video conference. What are the chances it gets approved? Given the evidence, very high. She's demonstrated a pattern of harassment, stalking, and making threats. The fake LinkedIn profile was the final straw. And if it gets approved, she's legally barred from contacting you in any way, including through third parties or social media. If she violates it, she can be arrested. Finally, some legal protection. Maybe I could actually move on. The project I'd been leading continued to outperform expectations. The exec team was thrilled. My team respected me. For the first time in years, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be professionally. Lauren and I kept meeting up. Coffee turned into lunch, lunch turned into dinner, dinner turned into exploring the city together on weekends. She knew I'd gone through something heavy with my ex, but I didn't dump all the details on her. Felt unfair to burden a new friendship with all that baggage. "You're doing that thing again," she said one Saturday at a museum. "What thing?" "That thing where you're here physically, but mentally you're somewhere else." Thinking about her? Was I that obvious? Yeah, sorry. It's hard to shut it off sometimes. You don't have to apologize. Just know that whoever she was, whatever happened, you're better off here. I can tell. How? Because even though you're clearly dealing with stuff, you're still showing up. You're still trying. That takes strength. 4 months in London, Ethan sent me a message that made me stop dead. Jade bought a plane ticket to London. She's been telling people she's going to fix things with you. I immediately called him. What? When? I don't know exactly. I heard it from her friend who felt guilty and thought you should know. Said Jade's been saving up for months. She can't find my address. I've been careful. Dude, she's obsessed. She'll find a way. I contacted building security immediately, sent them a photo of Jade. This woman is not allowed in this building under any circumstances. If she shows up, call the police immediately. Then I called the lawyer. She's coming to London. What do I do? The restraining order hearing is in 2 weeks. We can try to expedite it, but in the meantime, document everything. If she shows up, call the police immediately. UK stalking laws are actually stricter than US laws. I also called Dylan. Hey man, Ethan told me Jade's planning to come to London. Yeah, Brianna heard the same thing. She's lost it completely, Ryan. She got evicted from her apartment last month. Been living with her parents, but they're about done with her too. Jesus. I'm sorry, man. I know you thought moving to London would end this. It was supposed to. I spent the next 2 weeks in a constant state of anxiety. Every time the building intercom buzzed, I jumped. Every time someone walked past me on the street, I looked twice to make sure it wasn't Jade, Lauren noticed. Ryan, you seem really on edge lately. What's going on? I finally told her everything. The manipulation, the fake book clubs, Dylan, the threats, the harassment, all of it. She listened without interrupting, just taking it all in. When I finished, she was quiet for a minute. That's insane. I'm so sorry you went through that. I thought leaving would make it stop. It should. That's the rational response. But she doesn't sound rational. She's not. The restraining order hearing happened via video conference. I sat in my flat, laptop open, watching Jade on screen from a courtroom back home. She looked terrible. Hair unwashed, clothes wrinkled, dark circles under her eyes. She argued that the evidence was fabricated, that I was the one who'd been manipulative, that she was the victim. The judge looked at the evidence folder my lawyer presented. Dylan's testimony, Brianna's testimony, the gym footage, the police reports, the fake LinkedIn profile. When he spoke, his voice was firm. Miss Morrison, the evidence presented is overwhelming. Your pattern of behavior toward Mr. Hayes constitutes harassment and stalking. I'm granting the restraining order. You are to have no contact with Mr. Hayes in any form. No calls, no texts, no emails, no social media, no third-party contact. If you violate this order, you will be arrested. Do you understand? Jade's face crumpled. She started crying, but the judge was unmoved. Do you understand, Miss Morrison? Yes, she whispered. After the hearing, my lawyer called. Congratulations. The order is active immediately and valid internationally. If she comes to London, she's violating a court order. What if she doesn't care? Then she goes to jail. 5 days later, Jade showed up at my office building. Building security stopped her at the front desk. Can I help you? I'm here to see Ryan Hayes. Do you have an appointment? No, but I'm his girlfriend. He'll want to see me. The security guard looked at the photo they'd been given. Ma'am, you need to leave this building immediately, or we'll be calling the police. What? Why? I just want to talk to him. You're trespassing. Leave now. Jade lost it. Started screaming, crying, demanding to see me. Building security called the police. She was arrested within 20 minutes. I watched the whole thing on building security footage. The police contacted me afterward. Mr. Hayes, we have Miss Morrison in custody. She violated an international restraining order. She'll be held until she can be deported back to the United States, where she'll face additional charges. How long will that take? A few days to a week. She'll be barred from re-entering the UK. Finally, it was over. I called Lauren. Hey, you free tonight? Yeah, what's up? I need a drink, or 5, and I'll explain everything when I see you. We met at a pub near my flat. I told her about Jade showing up, getting arrested, being deported. Lauren just shook her head. I'm glad she's gone, but Ryan, are you okay? Was I? I didn't know. Part of me felt relieved. Another part felt sad that it had come to this. I think so, or I will be. You know you don't have to be okay right away, right? This was traumatic. I know. I just want to move forward. Then let's move forward. 6 months in London. The project I'd led won an industry award. Our client acquisition strategy was being studied by other companies as a model. Andrew pulled me aside at the awards ceremony. Ryan, we want to promote you to senior director. Significant raise, bigger team, more responsibility. What do you say? I say yes. Brilliant. We'll make the announcement Monday. Lauren and I kept spending time together. Coffee dates, museum visits, weekend trips to Brighton and Cambridge. It was easy, comfortable. No drama, no games, just two people enjoying each other's company. One night, after dinner at a Thai place in Soho, she asked, "Is this a date? Because I can't tell if we're friends or if we're something else." I laughed. Honestly, I don't know either. Does it need a label right now? No, but at some point, yeah, we should probably figure it out. Fair. 7 months in London, Ethan called with an update. So Jade went to jail back home, violated the restraining order, plus the false police report stuff finally caught up with her. She's looking at 6 months minimum. How's Dylan? Good. He and Brianna got engaged. His dad's in remission. Things are looking up for him. That's great, really. And you? How's London? It's good. Really good, actually. Got promoted last month. Nice, man. You sound happy. Did I? Maybe I was. For the first time in a long time. The promotion came with new challenges. Bigger team, more pressure, higher stakes. But I was ready for it. Had proven myself over the past 7 months, earned my place. Lauren and I finally had the conversation. Okay, so are we dating? She asked one Saturday morning over coffee. I think so. Yeah, if you want to be. I do, but I need to know you're actually ready for this. That you're not still hung up on your ex. I'm not. That chapter's closed. Good, because I like you, Ryan, and I don't want to be competing with a ghost. You're not, I promise. 8 months in London, I finally felt settled. Had a routine, a life, friends. The chaos of the past year felt distant, like it had happened to someone else. My family was proud. My job was thriving. I was dating someone who made me laugh and didn't play mind games. One evening, as Lauren and I walked through Hyde Park, she asked, "Do you ever regret it? Leaving everything behind and moving here?" I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, best decision I ever made. She smiled and took my hand.